Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're breaking down a highly requested, honestly just incredibly vital topic from Dr. Richard Ben, chronological medical advice for senior kidney health. We're going to systematically explore a three-step routine that's specifically designed to protect and even repair your kidneys after the age of 60. And you know what the best part is? We're focusing entirely on exactly how you start your day.
It's a bit of a heavy question, right? But it's absolutely essential to ask. You see, kidney damage doesn't just happen overnight. It's not like a sudden switch flipping off. Instead, it kind of builds up quietly. It creeps in from hidden toxins and what seem like perfectly innocent, harmless morning routines that honestly, you've probably been doing for decades. Every single morning you follow the wrong routine, your kidneys might be losing just a little more strength and doing it without giving you any warning signs at all.
And the data backs this up in a pretty sobering way. According to the National Kidney Foundation in 2023 and the CDC in 2022, millions of seniors are walking around with reduced kidney function and are entirely unaware. By the time physical symptoms actually show up, well, a significant amount of the harm is already done. I mean, think about it. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you wake up naturally dehydrated. Your kidneys are forced to work with much less fluid, which means any toxins in your system become highly concentrated right at that exact moment you wake up. So how do we reverse this silent decline? Well, we're going to break it down into a simple 3-step routine. First, the lemon water flush. Then, waking internal organs. Third, understanding the golden window. And finally, how these small habits yield big results.
Starting off with step 1, the lemon water flush. Let's look at why your very first drink of the day actually matters more than anything else you consume.
Because you wake up dehydrated with that buildup of concentrated toxins we just talked about, many of us reach instinctively for, a heavy cup of coffee or a strong tea. But replacing that initial drink with just half a lemon squeezed into lukewarm water does absolutely amazing things to gently flush out those toxins. Now, what's really fascinating here is the actual mechanism making this work, and that's citrate. A 2019 clinical observation from the Mayo Clinic highlighted that this natural compound, which is found abundantly in lemons, actively binds with calcium in your urine. And this binding process is crucial because it literally stops calcium crystals from forming into those incredibly painful kidney stones. So you're not just hydrating, you're basically providing chemical armor for your kidneys.
And just look at the impact of this. According to 2014 research from the National Kidney Foundation, increasing the citrate levels in your urine can reduce the risk of kidney stone formation by up to an astonishing 30%. That is a massive, clinically significant reduction. And it's coming from a habit that takes, less than 30 seconds and costs pennies a day?
To kind of ground this science in reality, let's look at a quick case study shared by Dr. Ben. James Wick, a 67-year-old retired teacher, came in suffering from constant fatigue, mild foot swelling, and this recurring lower back discomfort. His morning routine always started with strong tea. So Dr. Ben asked him to make one simple swap: drink lukewarm lemon water instead, for just 30 days. When James came back, his results were remarkable. He told Dr. Ben he felt lighter, cleaner, and that the dull pain was almost gone. His fatigue lifted, the swelling dropped, and his kidneys were finally getting the natural support they needed to flush waste efficiently.
Now, flushing the kidneys internally is fantastic for sure. But what about the physical stiffness surrounding your kidneys? We have to look at the physical body around them too. Overnight, as you're sleeping, your circulation drastically slows down. Your muscles stiffen up, and crucially, blood flow to your lower back, which is the exact neighborhood where your kidneys reside, becomes really restricted. They're waking up totally starved of oxygen-rich blood.
And that brings us perfectly to step 2, waking internal organs.
Now don't worry, this isn't about jumping into some rigorous aerobic workout to burn calories. Rather, it's just a simple 2-minute anti-inflammatory stretching routine designed to act as vital physical therapy. The movements are incredibly straightforward. First is the cat-cow stretch. You can do this sitting or standing. You just gently arch your back outward, hold it for a second, and dip your spine inward, repeating that just 5 to 6 times. Second is a slow forward bend, just a slight lean with absolutely no force or pressure. If you have joint pain, I want to assure you, just go slower. Seriously, reduce the movement. The absolute key here is that a small motion is vastly better than no motion at all. We're aiming for blood flow here, not acrobatic flexibility.
And the hard data behind these 2 little minutes of effort is pretty staggering. A 2020 report from Harvard Medical School shows that light, daily stretching improves circulation efficiency in older adults by 20 to 25%. On top of that,
The National Institute on Aging found in 2018 that this low-impact movement reduces chronic inflammation markers by nearly 15%. So, by reducing inflammation and boosting that circulation, you're directly fueling internal cellular repair. You're empowering your kidneys to filter waste efficiently.
Take the story of 72-year-old Mrs. Elena Roberts. She previously complained to Dr. Ben of deep morning stiffness and a heaviness that literally lasted for hours. She used to just sit and drink tea to try and wake up, but by simply adding this 2-minute gentle stretching routine, her slow mornings completely transformed in just 3 weeks. That warmth she felt, that was actual circulation returning to her vital organs, literally waking her system up from the inside out.
So, the crucial point is this. Once you're hydrated and stretched, you eventually head to the kitchen, right? Now, I know exactly how tempting a big, hearty breakfast is when you're hungry, but there's a massive misconception out there about what a healthy early breakfast actually looks like. What is it that quietly puts immense, unnecessary stress on your kidneys the very moment you start eating?
Well, the answer lies in how we manage Step 3, the golden window.
This golden window is the absolutely critical period of 60 to 120 minutes right after you wake up. During this window, heavy protein must be completely avoided. And Dr. Ben uses a truly brilliant analogy to explain why. Think of your poor kidneys as workers who are just finishing up a grueling night shift of detoxing and balancing fluids. That repair process doesn't just magically stop the exact second you open your eyes. It bleeds into the early morning. If you instantly overwhelm them with heavy food, you force them to just abandon their cleanup shift and start a demanding new day shift. They need a short, peaceful recovery window first.
When you drop heavy proteins into your stomach immediately upon waking up, you trigger something called hyperfiltration. The National Kidney Foundation noted in 2021 that breaking down sudden, heavy proteins produces nitrogen waste, like urea. This creates an intense, sudden filtration workload that heavily strains sensitive older kidneys, and it actively contributes to silent, long-term damage. Let's move to and see how this builds by comparing two different approaches. A high-stress morning might involve eating eggs, red meats, or processed protein the minute you wake up, forcing that dangerous hyperfiltration. Now contrast that with a kidney-friendly morning inside the golden window. Fresh fruits, soaked oats, maybe a small bowl of porridge. These foods are incredibly gentle. They provide rich hydration, soluble fiber to help stabilize your blood sugar, and steady energy without overloading your organs.
And the medical insights mapped out here validate this approach perfectly. The Harvard T.H. Chan School in 2020 showed that spreading protein intake across the day drastically reduces organ stress. Plus, the National Institute on Aging points out that digestion efficiency naturally slows down with age. This means you do not have to skip protein at all. Actually, scratch that. You just need to delay it by an hour or two to honor your body's changing metabolic response. Just let your kidneys finish their night shift and then introduce the protein.
And this brilliantly illustrates our final takeaway. Step 4. Small habits, big results.
Kidney health, especially as we age, isn't about undergoing these massive, exhausting lifestyle overhauls. It's really entirely about the daily micro-decisions that either protect your body or slowly compromise it. Let's quickly recap this empowering chronological walkthrough. Step 1. Hydrate first with lukewarm lemon water to flush toxins and deliver that crucial citrate. Step 2. Do a 2-minute waking stretch to send oxygen-rich blood straight to your lower back. And Step 3. Nourish smartly by keeping your meals light in that 60 to 120-minute golden window, delaying the heavy protein. Remember James Wick and Mrs. Roberts? Their incredible improvements in energy and mobility didn't come from some complicated treatments. They came from executing these exact 3 steps consistently.
Ultimately, your health is your responsibility, and your daily habits are exactly what shape your future. So, I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. Of these 3 scientifically backed steps, which one are you going to commit to starting tomorrow morning? Think about it, really engage with these concepts, and start building a foundation of health that your kidneys will thank you for. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.